And welcome back to the SmarkTank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am your host, the benevolent, intelligent Mr. Donnie Wonderful, a.k.a. Big Time Donnie, and I wanted to get that out of the way just so we can finally get into this. Well, not finally, but this is the inaugural. What we're going to do is we're going to rank wrestling movies the same way we do our matches with the very bipolar rating system. Only I think that here will be more of a definite. I'm not sure if you're going to get any, this is a 2.5. Like, no, I honestly think that if I give something a 1 count, which I'm about to give now, if I give something a 1 count, it's because it was bad. Smart Tank supporters, let me ask you guys this, and I want you to please participate in the comment section. Name me 5 of your favorite wrestling movies. You know, where wrestlers were the stars of them. Not Rocky 3, something with The Rock in it. That makes sense. John Cena, you know, like I kind of have a feel of what the best wrestling movies would be. Maybe if not in order from 1 to 5, but, you know, just if not in a particular order, I can probably take a guess what the Mount Rushmore would be. +1, of course, because I'm asking for 5. But I can imagine what the Mount Rushmore of good wrestling movies would be. You guys don't forget Piper either. Roddy Piper was in quite a few movies. But we're going to get down to that. And we're going to get to those movies. And if I haven't seen them, I'm going to go watch them. But I wanted to begin with this here. In the 80s, when I was a child, I was a very young child, seeing that I was also born in the 80s. But I was a baby face. I wasn't a heel. I was a pure babyface. I loved good, despised evil. Except for a few movies where the antagonist appealed to me. One was in The Karate Kid, Mr. John Kreese. I think John Kreese is amazing. But the other one was in this movie, No Holds Barred. His name was Tom Brell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm clapping it up. Mr. Tom Brell was the Mr. McMahon character before Vince McMahon became Mr. McMahon. The movie is No Holds Barred. It hasn't aged well. It absolutely hasn't. When I was a kid, it was great. I would watch it every time it came on. I was a Hulkamaniac. And this was Hulk Hogan's, I believe this was his first film in a starring role. And the antagonist outside of the legendary Tom Brell, I can't remember the actor's name. Man, he was in Scary Movie. Kurt Fuller. I think, Kurt Fuller played Tom Brell. Shout out to you, Kurt Fuller, because Tom Brell was a cinematic villain masterpiece, in my humble but accurate opinion, of course. But the antagonist of the film, the main antagonist that challenged Hulk Hogan was Zeus, played by Tiny Lister Jr., who passed away not too long ago. And Tiny Lister Jr. was a legend, a absolute legend out of Compton, California. He gave us Debo from Friday and Next Friday, and was in he played the president in what was it, the Fifth Element, I think, with Bruce Willis. We don't plan these things, it's just the live mic and we're just speaking open thoughts, and that goes alongside for myself and my colleague, Mr. Joey Business. Shout out to Joey Business, the Taunton tribal chief, the Taunton head of the table, so to speak. But yeah, man, Tiny Lister Jr. went on to have great roles. Oh man, the scene, the boat scene in The Dark Knight when he tossed out the explosive. Amazing. So Zeus went on to have a phenomenal career in Hollywood. Hulk Hogan, not so much. Not so much. I mean, Hulk Hogan at this time was the epitome of wrestling. When you spoke of wrestling, it was the thing Hulk Hogan did, and I can't remember who I got that off of, but that was an accurate description. For anybody to say that they were more popular than Hulk Hogan in his prime, I can understand that to a certain degree. Mind you, back then, we didn't have social media. The internet wasn't even available, and everyone knew who Hulk Hogan was. Everyone knew who Michael Jackson was, who Muhammad Ali was, who Mike Tyson was, who Michael Jordan was, and who the immortal Hulk Hogan was. And I was a Hulkamaniac, and I watched this movie. I'm not even going to get into it. The movie's just bad. It aged terribly. And I believe the critics panned it when it came out. Rotten Tomatoes just trashed it. And it's one of those movies that's so bad it's kind of brilliant. This was put together so, like there's not even a word for it. It's just like, literally one of those. I didn't mind it then. It's just trying to watch it now is, I'm like, the appeal was Hulk Hogan. Unfortunately, I'm not 4 years old anymore. So, without getting into it too much, I'm gonna give this a 1.5 count. And the movie's bad, but it does have Tom Brell, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up again, Mr. Tom Brell. I love that man, and I love that character. That character is amazing. Like, oh man, like it's the saving grace of the film for me. Kurt Fuller plays Tom Brell, and no, he wasn't gonna win an Oscar for that. But damn it, like if they pan the movie, at least give the man his credit. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, he was in Ghostbusters too, but like, we know him for No Holds Barred and Scary Movie. But Tom Brell, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Brell. I give this movie a 1.5 count without going into any details, because what's the point? Oh, I will say this. They did capitalize off of the timing of the movie by having Tiny Lister as the role he played in the movie as Zeus team up with Ted DiBiase. They were the Megabucks at SummerSlam that year. Matter of fact, it's SummerSlam 1989. The Mega Powers versus the Megabucks. And I remember, I think in Bret Hart's book, he wrote about how Tiny Lister was very receptive and open to the craft of wrestling and learning, but he was extremely green, so they had to work around him. And I'll never forget seeing the spot. I believe Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man, one of the two had to body slam him, and it looked really stiff. Like it looked really, really, really awkward. Like he was stiff taking a bump, and it just looked weird. And if you guys go back and on YouTube and just watch that, you can see it. I mean, like he kind of moved like the Frankenstein monster. But, there's a difference between, Hollywood acting and then, professional wrestling or sports entertainment, or however you choose to define it. But so I thought that was cool. And, seeing that they crossed that over into an angle on a pay-per-view, that was, I guess that was also worthy of lifting it up a little bit above a 1 count, because again, the film was a 1 count all the way through, except for I guess that piece of creativity, and of course, again, my man Tom Brell. So we're gonna keep these going. Comment in the comment section some wrestling movies that you would like us to review and rate and rank, and I promise going forward it'll be way more detailed. But then again, even if it's a bad review or bad ranking, if you guys have never seen it, I don't want to spoil anything for you. So On this one, yeah, go watch No Holds Barred. Hulk Hogan's gonna be there. Shout out to Zeus, but Tom Brell, the original Mr. McMahon. This is Donnie Wonderful signing off until the next one.